Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to walk uh, about how to create the registration form or the registration activity in Android. So let's go ahead and click on here, and then just right-click New Activity, blank activity, and I'm going to call this Register Activity. And we're going to have a layout in there by default. And so we have the Java file created. Let's head to the XML view, activity main.xml. And now this is XML view. This is where we will be designing the look of our app, how we want the app to look like. And then from here, we will now head back to our Java code here at register. So this one is not actually activity main. This is supposed to be activity register. So as you can see, this one is supposed to be refactored. So rename this to activity. Kind of always try to make this consistent with your Java file. So the layout and the Java file, try to always make them kind of related so that you don't mix them up. So activity register. So this is where our users are going to register. So we're going to have the items here where the users are going to interact with, like the edit text, like a text box for entering the username, email, and password, like I'm going to show you, and a button, so that when the user clicks, we're going to interact with that click. We're going to listen to that click in the Java code. So we're going to listen to the click of a button via its ID inside the Java code and do some action when that is done. And that's the power of Android and the XML and Java pretty much. So so the main reason we use I use XML, and I like using XML and separating my design from my code is because I like using the MVC pattern, because we have a lot of flexibility by using XML by designing our layout and designs. By that I mean you can design different screen sizes or orientation designs for your app to target, like, for example, tablets, without worrying about the code or the functions of the main code. So all you just have to focus on is the design, and the code just interacts with the new design. So that's pretty powerful to me, and I like that design. But if you like, you can do it via Java inside the code, which was a little hard to manage. But if you're pretty okay with that, that's fine. So this one we're going to be focusing on XML. So I like using the XML view, the code view, where I can edit my code, and I could really have a wide flexibility of what to do with the strings and stuff like that. But I'll be showing you both. So first of all, let's head to design, and I will. In this one, I'll use a relative layout is fine. So I'll be talking to you about layout in the next tutorial. I'll be talking about different kinds of layout. So in this one, just follow along as you can see the layout, and I'll use a relative layout in the activity, in the register activity, and then in the login activity, I'll use a linear layout, so you could just pretty much get the difference. So I'm now in the design view, and I'll get rid of the code there. And here I will just drag some widgets, actually some text fields. So the first thing we need is the username, so person's name. Just drag it and drop it there. The next thing, so with this we can stretch this to reach the corner, match parent. And then the next thing we need is the user email. Drag and drop that in there. And that's the power of the relative layout. Like you can see, you can be able to drag it and position your items anywhere within the layout. And that's the email. And the next thing is the password. And I should do it. And a button, an OK button. A register button. So that is on the widgets. It's a button. Then fill the parent by that. And then you can head to text and now see how we are doing. So that was a design view which you can drag and drop, but I like the coding view. So let's change we don't need a text here, but we need a hint. So we could say hint. We could say username. And a hint is that when you text that appears on a button, when you click and it disappears. So it's just kind of a hint. So we also need a hint for this. So hint, and we say this is email, and the hint for this is password. And then the text here, instead of new button, we're going to say sign up. There we have it. So we have our design set up, and that was so easy and quick, right? So just design it, change it. Now, one thing very important is to give them IDs so that we can be able to access them in the Java code. If we don't give them IDs, we'll not be able to know what we are working with, and we'll get. So whenever I change this edit text ID here, whenever I say something like username register edit text, I should be able to change it here as well, because we're saying the next edit text is below the first edit text, and we're referencing it by the ID. So if the ID is different, doesn't matter, they're going to just line up on top of each other, which is not what we're looking for. So let's try to fix that here. And then edit text 2 is going to be email. So this is email. And we're going to copy that here, edit text 2, and just write email. And this is below email, below password. So this should be password. Password. And this should be password. So nothing complicated there, just change the ID to reflect it, which is nothing hard. So once I've done that, I can now head to my register activity code and start interacting with it, with them. So first of all, the register activity, let's extend activity, the main activity. And we're going to call those three edit text right now. So this username, we're going to say protected. So let's call them. We initialize them, protected. Edit text is an edit text. Okay. And we're going to call it username. And we're going to copy this 3 times. It's going to say initialize them again, initialize all of them. Edit text email. User email. Let's make it like that. User email. User password. And then in the activity register, we can say initialize. Let's say initialize. And then we say now username equals to, now we cast edit text Then we find the view, find view by ID, and we say r.id, and then what's the ID of it? The ID of the username is username register edit text, and that we have called it. All we did is just call it, make it protected, and just initialize it. We haven't done anything to it yet. So we're going to do the same to all of them. So initialize them. So m username. So this one is not m user email is edit text, find view by ID, and the ID for the email. My autocomplete feature messed up there. And then this is m user password. And this is password register edit text. So that's what we've done. And now the button. So let's initialize the button as well. So you're going to say protected button m register button. Register button. And then we're going to say m register button equals to button, then find the view by its ID r.id dot red m dot not what's the ID? ID is button, so we need to change the ID to give it register button, something like that, and then just paste it in there. Okay. So there we've initialized it. In the next video, we're going to now try to see how we can listen to the clicks, that when the user clicks this, we can now do something. All right, and then we are going to see after that how we're going to collect the username, email, password, and on the sign up, on the click of a sign up, listen to that click and grab this data and store it into Parse backend. All right, so and then we will have signed up a user. So let's see that in the next video.